They're coming to get you, Barbara.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
We have such sights to show you.
Who's laughing now?
I'll drive you crazy. I'll kill you all. I'll be the nightmare you ever had. I am your worst dream come true. I'm everything you ever were afraid of.
They're here.
Boo.
Hello.
I scared you all. What is up? How are you doing today?
Hello, everybody. Uh-oh. I dropped my speaker. Hang on.
Oh, I can't. This stupid thing's not giving me a notification that we went live, so I have to go look for it like a peasant. It's ridiculous. This is shenanigans at its worst. She just have it ready for us to go. But that's okay because I'm hitting buttons. No, don't switch. Just get me over here. Oh my goodness. There we go. I found it, and now I gotta turn that down because I'm not very bright. And sharing it, and there we go. Sharing is in fact caring. How are you all today? We have a pretty serious topic actually. This is happening in the moments. Like literally, the last update was about 4 hours ago.
Oh yeah.
So
Holy
this
cow.
is a very tough one. So before we get into all that, thank you all for the birthday wishes. I appreciate that.
Did you guys go to the game?
Yeah, we ended up going to the Dodger game. The family surprised me with that, which was really awesome.
That's really cool.
I'm super happy that I got to go because I haven't been to a Dodger game in a minute, and I do love me them Dodgers, and we won, so that's even better.
Nice.
Good mix. And it says, Charlie sees us. We're live. Okay, good. As long as Charlie can see us, then we're
cool.
solid.
On my end, it just says Facebook user, so I don't know who's talking to me.
That is unfortunate. That's because I actually put it in the Facebook page, the Facebook group, and the YouTube page. So anyone who comments on the YouTube group or the Facebook group, excuse me, we don't see your name. So I have to go. I'm in the group right now myself. So if you guys comment, I will be able to see you. Don't worry. I will shout you out.
Awesome. Cool.
But
so I can't see your face, but I see your comments. So
we love it. We love it either way. Your facelessness is wonderful. It's sexy.
I love faceless people. I don't need to see you.
Like the faceless men from Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
Just throwing random ones. Even though like only one dude was a faceless man and the rest were women, so kind of
that is interesting.
The faceless people, but whatever, whatever. I'm just kidding. That was stupid.
Famous the faceless non-binaries.
Oh, the faceless gender fluids. They go through the world. Facelessness. Although the heck was I gonna say? I've been watching way too many little clips on Game of Thrones, and it makes me mad to watch them because like it goes into the lore behind certain families and like what crest means and stuff. And it's like, well, they didn't show us any of that in the movie or the TV show, so now I'm mad.
I know a lot of it's in the books, and then a lot of it is just not even a thing at all.
You gonna make me read? Oh no, that's actually a good thing. People need to read more. I need to read more.
I do too.
I am going to make it happen from birthday to birthday. I will get my 50 books in because I like to do one a week, and I've tried it before. I've gotten like 17, not in a row, but like in 1 year, which is not even half the year. So I'm disappointed in myself. But I'm gonna make it happen.
I'm doing something as well, or just, just for the betterment of myself. A lot of you guys know I like to do a Whole30 every once in a while.
Oof.
And I'm on day 4 right now. And it's pretty rough. Day 4 and 5 is when you get that sort of like, they call it like a flu. You get like these weird flu-like symptoms where you're just exhausted and you feel like I don't know. This morning I woke up like really congested and just because, I haven't had sugar in 4 days and it's like I'm having withdrawals. But it's true. Like we should go one of these days. We got to go into like the effects of all these foods we eat and like the poison and stuff. But yeah, for sure. Sugar, like without it, I'm so exhausted. So I'm just having to get my energy from, whole sources like whole foods. So it's rough.
Let's see. I cannot do that right now. I would throw up and I would die. I don't know if I could handle that. So I'm proud of you.
Hey, you were doing juicing for a while. That didn't seem to be too bad. But there's a lot of fruits in juicing, so you got some sugar in there.
Oh, there's a lot of sugar. It was basically just sugar water that they shoved down you. Like carbs and sugar. There was like no protein in that. And you lose weight, sure. And I felt full the whole time because it was just a bunch of liquids. It was constantly just full, like belly full. But then once you're off of it, it's like, damn, real food's way better.
Yeah.
Michael, how you doing?
Hello. I couldn't do the juicing personally. I like to, I don't know. I like to eat. I love to eat. So I have to make sure that everything I eat fills me up. And I don't know. I throw in a little things for my cravings every once in a while. Like I get those dates and I like open them up and I put like cashew butter inside and I drizzle it with date sugar, which is actually just syrupy dates. There's nothing else in it, just like dates, like water.
I think people forget, like, you can have stuff that tastes delicious without it being like terrible for you. There's really good food. Like, honestly, if people try, I know they look kind of funny, but some of those juices are really delicious, even with the spinach and the celery, tomatoes. I actually love tomato juice in my juicing, and carrots. Carrots are friggin' delicious juiced, especially when it's really cold. And once in a while, I was thinking just a little tequila in there, just a little bit.
That's agave, right?
Pretty much, same difference. All right, don't listen to that advice. Don't just get drunk on tequila. Like, oh, it's a diet. It's okay. That's a terrible plan. Look at me. I'm not the picture of health. Don't listen. Anyway, shit. I don't want to laugh too much because what we're about to get into is not.
I know we're trying to distract ourselves. I like a little banter before we go deep and dark. And it sucks because this just really happened. Like this is the first. Okay, so I guess we'll just go ahead and dive into it, right?
I think we gotta.
Yeah. Okay. So on the 25th, where is it? Okay, the 27th, there was a 50-year-old man. I couldn't figure out how to pronounce his last name, but he was found dead in Central Park, around the UC Davis area. Like it's the college town. So
yeah.
He was found dead. On the 29th, there was a 20-year-old Karim Najim in Sycamore Park that was found dead. And a homeless woman who was stabbed in her tent, but she survived. Her name was Kimberly Guillory. And
she is still in the hospital right now, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
She's so if you pray or thoughts, I might want to send them out to her a little bit.
Good vibes. Send love and light to their family. I know that sounds cheesy, but not everybody sends prayers. So
no, I agree. Yeah. Whatever you do to want to help others, I fully believe that helps.
Right. This one just happened on May 1st. So 3 stabbings within, just like 5 days, I believe. People in the towns were really, really scared. College professors were sending students home basically like they would show up to class and like, for your safety, just go home and we'll do class over Zoom. Because at this time they didn't know what was going on. They didn't know who it was. People who owned businesses were afraid to be open.
No.
It's almost like they were like trying to, they wanted to set up a curfew for people.
Yeah, because if you guys know the area around UC Davis, it's not exactly a huge town. I mean, there's people there, but it's still a small town,
Right.
Relatively speaking. Universities, unless you're talking about like major metropolitan areas like UCLA, or if you're like on the East Coast, some of those like in Boston. But UC Davis, even Bakersfield, they're smaller areas. So when something like this happens, especially in UC Davis, which is a very low crime rate, everyone is going to be on edge, and that can also cause problems for itself. When what was the crime in New York? Even in a huge city like New York, when David Berkowitz was going about his shooting spree, which is not dissimilar to this, just different weapon. People were buying up guns and doing their own curfews and chasing people down on their own just because, mass panic leads to mass bad, actions. And
so scary.
I got to commend the police on this one for getting in as quickly as they did, and the community for speaking up as quickly as they did. Oh my goodness.
It's crazy. So, let's see. I guess do you know how they found this guy? Because the only thing that I really read was that who he is. So Carlos Dominguez was a 21-year-old who was found with a large hunting knife. He was, as far as I know, he was expelled on the 25th. So just 2 days before he started murdering people.
That's got to have something to do with it.
Yeah, that's what I think. He was expelled for academic reasons, but I don't know how they found him.
Well, Frankie has a very scientific way of
don't find the time to make me a drink. Get out of here.
Yeah, boom. Oh, you got burned. Oh, I don't even know what you're doing right now, lazy. Anyway, from the press release, and the head of police in the area in Yolo County, they mentioned that they had a lot of reports from people. I think 15 witnesses saying they saw Dominguez, who matched the description of the original, like close to firsthand accounts of what was happening, in the same outfit from the last stabbing. So like this kid wore basically the same outfit on today, the 4th, when he was found, that he was on the 1st when he committed the last crime.
Oh my God. So that sounds like some sort of like a psychotic episode.
Oh, absolutely. I absolutely
like
agree
if
with
you're
that.
just running around on a spree, like he must have snapped or something. Like we don't have details. I don't know. That was just a few hours ago. Maybe we might have more details, but
I don't know. But at least the community spoke up. Like it's very good to see that, and that these actually led to something good happening, and hopefully, because again, it's all speculation with a really good hunches, as far as like what he was wearing and the weapon itself, where they can't really tie it in just yet. They just know it matches what they're looking for. But this Dominguez kid, here's a picture of him. This is his headshot. I mean, again, he looks like a really young guy, like pretty nondescript in my opinion. Yeah, he looks angry and he looks completely out of it. But anyone who's stabbing people is definitely out of it. Oakland resident, I believe they said he was originally from Oakland, moved the area for school, and he was there for a few years before, as you mentioned, he got kicked out. And I would be curious to see more of a backstory on him before, because like you said, I think you're right. I think it was the expulsion mixed with maybe there's something else going on with him. I just don't know.
Right. It's crazy. Young men in this country, like it's on the rise where they're just so angry at everything. And I don't know what we can do.
Yeah, it's not like it's not like a one way or the other thing either. There's no easy answer for this. I think
there's so many different factors.
Oh yeah. I think the best case scenario that we could hope for is, more mental health awareness coming into play, and more mental health help coming in at the right times. When you're younger is when this stuff needs to happen. And I don't want to get all like tangent on or anything, but there's a lot of kids missing their dads when they're growing up. I think that's part of it. I honestly do. I know
fathers
there's a lot
in the homes is a huge thing. Yeah, you can thank fucking Reagan for that. You can thank fucking Kamala Harris for that. Who else?
I blame ourselves. I really do at some points, because like we just gotta buckle down as a society.
Right. Well, I'm just saying, like, also there's different administrations that didn't fucking help, and they actually promoted more fathers being put in jail for stupid shit. And I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's crazy.
No,
like they're trying to. It feels like they're trying to purposely uproot the family unit and just make everyone a working machine.
Yeah. And you want to look at, the worst case of it, like right now, President Biden, who, runs on, he is a protector of minority groups of all kinds, whatever it might be, your ethnicity, your sex, your gender, whatever you want to be divided by. And then he was the biggest proponent for the war on drugs, which led to so many minorities being thrown in prison. And that was all funded and created by the CIA, which he fully backed, along with a lot of other politicians. It wasn't just his fault, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But if you're looking at the numbers, he was like one of the highest proponents of incarceration, of more laws, and more backing and funding to programs that were just fighting the CIA to give more drugs to poor communities. And it is just it's infuriating.
And then it's not the trickle effect that fucking they were talking about. This is something wildly just different.
Oh no, yeah, definitely.
Domino effect, really.
Yeah. Well, they were busy with the domino theory about communist countries. They didn't pay attention to the one happening here in the U.S., where you take away, just a little bit of sense of security for families, and all of a sudden we're left with, a lot of people who need more help, and there's nowhere to get it.
Yeah, and it's like generation after generation just gets more and more fucked. And then shit like this happens. There's more young men. I mean, not a whole lot of young women doing this, but, they do shit in their own way. There's something else. But this, like a lot of young men like this, just going nuts and losing their shit and just taking it out on everyone else. And it's so scary. Like, I don't know. I don't know how we can fix it as a community,
It's a rough one, but you're absolutely right. Women, I think if you look throughout the history, at least of the US, I can't say for everywhere, you're looking at 3 to 5 sprees of this magnitude of these kind of situations versus the dozens upon hundreds that we know of have happened by men. Like, it really is more of a men's problem that we need to fix than it is women's. That's not saying that both sides don't need more help as far as, reaching out for help as, community wise or mental health wise, or access to certain prescriptions that we need. Because sometimes it is a chemical imbalance, and all you need is some help with that. That's not something to be ashamed of. If you need help, go get some help. I'm back. I'm behind you with that.
Absolutely. But, please, if not for yourself, for everyone else, because it's not fair that you're letting your mind just fucking run rampant and exposing your shit to everyone else.
Oh God, yeah, that's very true. It's not that you owe it just to yourself, but to those around you as well.
Right.
It's that's a very good point. But then on the other side, we were just talking about big pharma, like what, a month ago, 6 weeks ago, where they're just fucking us over just as hard as the government wants to. They're just using the different side of the dildo to do it because they want money, not control. And it's just, who do you trust in these situations? Because there's plenty of really good doctors out there who want to help you. There's plenty of politicians who want to make things better, but they just get outweighed by the already in place things that are happening. It's just
right.
ugh.
If they don't go with whatever the corporation that's lobbying them, if they don't go with what they want, then get away. I'm gonna go with whoever's gonna suck my dick, basically.
Basically, that's what I do all the time. Just the plan. But for different reasons, obviously. I don't have control over people's medication, which is a good thing. I shouldn't have control over that. Well, no, you look at like we talk about the community level, you look at these pharmacists or doctors just around us who look so beaten down, or the police in our areas where there are a lot of great police officers trying their best.
They really want to help, but their hands are fucking tied.
Yeah. They're the laws, the system that we're putting them in, and then the complete two sides of the argument just beating down on us all the time. Like, oh, it's their fault this is happening, or no, it's your fault because you're bad in your community. You're bad people. Neither one's true. Neither one is really the answer to it. It's you got to look past all that shit, and it's not easy.
Yeah, this is really sad, but he is in jail. He's in a Yolo County jail, and so far that's all we know about this guy.
Yeah, I think I could probably do a cursory search, but by this point, I'm guessing it's going to be very hard to find his social media accounts or anything like that. We're looking at, unfortunately, this is a real situation. Carlos Dominguez is going to be a very used name. It's a very common name. So
yeah, like one of my friend's dad, that's his name. Like I already know someone with that name.
yeah. See, there you go. So I'm searching through this, and the only things that come up are, more articles about him that we already know of. We already know this information.
Yeah. Well, we might hear something in the next few days.
I think it's gonna have to be a what's what I'm looking for? An update situation. Just I didn't even know when I first suggested this to you. We didn't know he was going to be caught so fast.
I had no idea that he was they knew who he was. We didn't know that he was going to get caught. Like I thought that it would just be interesting to like follow an active serial killer.
Yeah.
But yeah, just some crazy kid.
And it's a very good thing that it ended this way compared to what it could have been, obviously.
Yeah.
But there are still so many cases out there. Like if the FBI's statistics still hold up, they said there's like 12 to 20 active serial killers throughout the U.S. at any time. And that is terrifying, obviously. But I think because the area that he chose to attack is, again, it is a bit higher scale. The UC Davis area isn't
mature.
They have a little more money. It's not too crowded, but it's not so empty that there's no street cameras or anything. They have modern security. They have modern technology to use. And there is a community of people who are willing to reach out, like try to stop a bunch of college kids from complaining, like it's not going to work. So they're going to call
those old rich women, those old rich Karens on the phone.
Seriously, looking through the blind. There's a Mexican child out here doing things.
Right.
So thanks a lot, Karen. For once you got it right. Whatever.
Right.
Pat yourself on the back too hard.
Your stereotyping saved a bunch of people.
For once, lady. Yeah. But these same situations taken into, for instance, somewhere very rural or somewhere unbelievably densely populated, like if you were in Oakland or if you were in, downtown LA, or you take it to, middle of the country where if you were to commit a crime, unfortunately, you leave and then there's not much evidence to go on. You're out of there the next day.
Like Milwaukee.
Yeah.
There's always crime in Milwaukee. Holy shit. What is going on over there?
I think that would be a fun episode. We should do like the 3 cities in the US you didn't expect were, full of murder.
Dude,
like Bakersfield.
We have an opening for the 18th for a topic.
I think that's the topic of the time. We could do a little update on this because by then we should have some more information on him. Hopefully. And then, Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hopefully. But there was that the Catholic school shooting where 3 children and 3 adults were killed not too long ago, and this is totally a tangent. This is more political. I apologize than anything, but there were people mad because the shooter was a female transitioning to male, I believe.
Oh God, I heard about that shit.
They were mad.
You're misgendering somebody who murdered a bunch of people. Why is that more important than the fucking murders? And then they're like, why is that the topic of conversation?
Yeah.
That's not even political. That's just fucking common sense. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you doing? What are we doing?
Yeah. I saw like 8 or 9 different people doing shorts or like TikToks on that subject, on why it's important not to misgender. I was like, there are other times to be on this soapbox, all right? I feel for you.
You know what their pronoun is to me? Murderer.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
You're done. And I'm glad whatever is dead. I forgot. I don't know the actual name of the shooter. So whoever it was, I'm glad you're gone. I have no problem with that. You killed 3 adults, 3 children, 3 people trying to make people's lives better, and 3 people who are just starting their lives.
I'm going to say something that might be offensive to some people, and I don't give a shit. That person was not even really transitioning. They shaved their head.
Really? That's it?
Yeah. And they put on masculine clothing.
I do that every day. I mean, not shave my head, though, but you know what I mean. That is, no. You're not getting any special cards for that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That is just accurate. Like, what if we were gonna sit back while Richard Ramirez killed a half dozen or more people throughout LA, and we were all concerned about, well, I mean, was he here legally? Is that the problem? Is he a dreamer? No. The problem is he killed people. That's the issue. He does. I don't care what race you are. Look at or what's his name? People are still up in cahoots about oh my gosh, the clown guy.
John Wayne Gacy?
Gacy, thank you. Oh my gosh, stuck in my head. About him being clown guy, about him being gay or not. And I'm like, it doesn't matter if he was torturing kids at the most part. Like they were.
Yeah, he was murdering children.
I don't care if he was gay or not.
Them.
Yeah.
Like maybe he was, but like pedophile is a pedophile. Who fucking cares?
It would have been awesome if he was just gay, and just having parties and stuff. Good for him then. Yeah. Dancing like a clown and, being with dudes. Then you're good. You have a wonderful, crazy life to live. Start murdering people, you don't get a life anymore. You don't deserve it.
Right. You don't get to be treated as a fucking human being, in my opinion. And I don't give a fuck.
Nope. Not at all.
I don't care. Y'all can be mad. Or you can agree with me. I don't care.
I definitely agree with that. Yeah, these people don't you don't get a lot of sympathy in my book. There's a couple there are a couple of like the woman who was trafficked and then killed her trafficker. And
good for her. She was a teenager when it happened, when she was being trafficked. And they wanted to try her as an adult. Give her what? That's like that's so sad. Like I think also another thing that I think is if a parent kills their child's rapist, then they should not have to go to jail. Justice
there
served.
Should definitely be a lot less sentencing on that. Like, oh, you killed this man, you shot him 7 times. What did you do? All right, you're gonna get community service. 7 hours for every shot, for every bullet you hit him with.
You just gotta clean up a freeway.
You need to think about what you did, and afterwards I'm buying you ice cream. And that's it. That's it. You're slap on the wrist. Take that.
Like a kid who beat up their child's bully. Like,
sorry. That kid sucks. No, I saw a video of that. Like, there was maybe like a 6-year-old, a little bruiser, and there was a maybe 2 or 3-year-old playing with the toy. Well, the 6-year-old rips the toy out of the hand and kicks the other little kid down. Aww. And you could see the dad was just ready to punt this 6-year-old. Yeah. Like, you should do it. You should end that little kid. It's not going to be any better later on in life. And then it would cut to the real quick, like the lawyer, like, just because this happened, you can't really do anything about it. Sorry. And I'm thinking to myself, well, why not? Why can't we each get one child kick? You know?
Because there would be so many dead kids.
They might deserve it. Some of these kids just suck. All right.
Their brains aren't fully developed yet. Come on.
I will develop them real quick. I'll hit the reset button. Bam.
Well, let me change that, because that would give this fucking kid an excuse, because he's not 25. Yeah. His brain's not developed. I mean, their emotions aren't fully developed yet. They don't have comprehension of emotion. It's different.
No, I agree. Like, again, his brain might not be fully developed, but he was going somewhere for higher education. He was, he's living by his own rules at this point. All signs point to, if you can make those kind of decisions and you make the decision to take someone else's life, you better really be mentally, challenged to get away with that. Like, there are cases out there where, like, people have hurt other people and they shouldn't be left to their own devices. And I get that. I understand. But this is not that case. This definitely does not feel like that.
Yeah.
So plenty of people, like 20, like you said, 25 and under, you're not even fully a human yet. You're still figuring stuff out.
I remember when I was 24, even, like, barely 25, turning 25, like, my decisions still at that point, I was still learning how to be a human.
Yeah, you really do. Like, you have to, it is something you have to learn. It's funny to say, but you have to learn.
Especially if you don't have growing up with, emotionally mature parents who can teach you the right way to deal with your emotions and things. Like, I didn't have that growing up. So even at 25, I was still learning how to manage my emotions.
Yeah. Even with parents, they're not very good with their emotions either. So it's like, I'm just gonna learn it for myself.
I think this generation is learning.
I'm not a fan of this generation at all. Maybe
they're not having kids, so maybe that's how they're learning. Like,
actually, that's a very bad
avoid it altogether.
I listened to one of Rogan's podcasts about this guy who's talking about how the birth rate in most countries, like, they're not having enough kids to refill certain things. So we're about to experience a really harsh collapse of certain countries that are going to completely, like, be decimated from where they're at now. And, like, we're barely in a position where we can continue to do what we do, but the birth rate is so low that we're going to go the same route in, like, 20 years. And it's like, so everything is going to fall apart. And I'm like, oh, that's great. That's good to know.
Well, I don't know. Oh, well. I'm just trying to grow my vegetables, mind my business.
That's all we got to do. Grow vegetables and tell people to F off. All right. Well, that's honestly, that's all I got for this guy. I thought there might be a little more.
Well, at least the guy's in jail, and we might have some updates for you in a couple weeks.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm again very glad that he is in jail. Excellent work to the officers involved in arresting him. They had a over the top view, but I can't get the damn video to play of them arresting him. So that's good though. So I'm very happy to hear that he is, behind bars. And I 99%, I'm thinking they have the right guy.
I think so too. That dude looks sad. There's I forgot who it was. There was somebody who was like a doctor or something. God damn it. If I remember, I'll let you know. Who was talking about, if you look at psychopaths or sociopaths and you split their face down the middle, you can see which side is the sociopathic side. Because you noticed how I told you that their eyes always look semi off, but that's because this guy that kind of did this study or whatever, like, you can see if you cut their face in half and cover one side, you can see one side that's like the normal human looking side, and then you can see the other side that's just completely sociopath.
Okay, I'm bringing the picture back up real quick. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Because I want to I can't split it for you guys,
You
but you can
can
do it
test
for
this
yourselves.
theory, but look
It's
at
like-
one side. Look at one half of his face. One half kind of looks like a normal dude.
Oh my God,
And the other side just looks completely. I was looking at his picture earlier. Like you can kind of tell. I think his right side is like the devious looking side. It could be the shadow covering his eye too. But once we get if we get like a clear image of his face
Yeah, get the
after
hair out of
everything
there.
develops, we might be able to tell. But if you could look at Richard Ramirez too.
I'm gonna check that out. That's a creep. In fact, I'm gonna get a picture of him out real quick.
That was the example that he used for sure. But yeah, their eyes usually are off a little bit in their face, which most humans are, but it's like noticeable with most of them. Like one is kind of closed more than the other.
Oh wow, yeah. This is get me out of that one and get me to the other one real quick. Come on.
It's wild. I don't know. Oh God, I can't remember who the guy was.
Yeah, already one of his eyes is like different.
Yeah, see the one that's like covering.
Yeah.
No, on this side.
Ugh.
You can see. Look at his mouth, even so crooked. Like you can see one evil side, and then you can see one side looks normal.
Not a fan. Nope. This is too eerie. I'm gonna look at like every single serial killer photo I can find.
Yep.
Jesus.
It's a good little homework assignment for all of you.
Check it out. Yeah, let us know what you guys come up with too.
Yeah, I'm learning so much more about these weirdos.
So
I'm trying to I don't know. I'm trying to piece together with reading people's research and like kind of making my own like little assumptions, like why people do things like this.
Oh heck yeah. And so from now on, if I ever I'm gonna date a girl, I'm gonna get a straight on shot of her face and just see what's going on, just in case. I don't want to get murdered in my sleep, not anytime soon at least.
Yeah. Make sure she doesn't have some sort of medical condition though, because sometimes people just have a weird eye.
That's true. I have two, so it's totally normal for it to happen. Anyway, like without my glasses, my eyes look like they are the size of like those pesos in Mexico that are so small, like you think they're buttons. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Nonetheless, get on this, guys, and let us know which one is the most revealing to you, or which is the most different from their normal to psychotic side. I think that'd be interesting.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for joining us this evening. Next week, we're going to be talking about the 13 bloodlines that supposedly run the globe.
And how do you marry into one? Let's see if we can't get to be part of
it. Maybe.
Call it.
I think we have to be millionaires.
Shit. Yeah. Well, that's out. All right. Well, someone send me a few $1 million, and then I will seduce one of like their uglier like stepdaughters or something.
We'll test this conspiracy theory for you guys. Send Miguel $1 million.
Just $1 million. That's it. And then I will hopefully not lose it all in the first couple weeks. Hopefully.
That's funny.
I have a feeling like if I ever won the lottery, like we'll all have fun in the beginning, but it will be gone very quickly.
Oh, probably.
Yep.
I want to buy a house. I want to buy land.
I'm going to buy the Batmobile, and everyone gets their own bow hunting equipment, and we're going to pay someone to dress like a giant bear, and like it won't kill them.
Snort a bunch of cocaine.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Human cocaine bear.
Another episode idea. The most ridiculous thing people did with their lottery winnings. Let's see who did the most illegal stuff. Oh my God. All right. Really, now we're out of here before it gets any more ridiculous. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back Thursday. And back on Tuesday, finally. I had to work last Tuesday, thankfully. And this Tuesday was my B-day, so I was out of town, which was really awesome. But we will be back on schedule. And other than that, y'all have a good one.
Yeah. All right. See you guys later. Bye, ghouls.